2015. Okay. 2015 Harley Street 750. Not a bad looking bike. Oh. Alright. Start her up. It's got a nice rumble to it. What up YouTube? Today I'm riding the 2015 Harley Street 750. This bike is so much different than my Triumph Street Triple. It took me a few minutes to really even learn how to use it. I don't know, I feel like I'm really cramped. Like, look at my knees here. My knees are all the way up above the tank and my feet are right there, so it kind of feels a little cramped sitting like this. My first impressions, the clutch is very easy, very easy to pull, and it's such a small lever. Maybe that's just the stock levers. I don't have stock levers on my bike, so the power's all right. You know, in first and second gears, you got a lot of torque right off the bottom. Once you get up into the top end, there's really not that much. Like, I'm turning it all the way here. It's not going that hard. I mean, it'll move, but the Street 750 is supposed to be the beginner entry-level series of bikes, so naturally they wouldn't put a ton of power in here. The styling's pretty nice, you know. Doesn't look like a typical Harley Davidson. Looks a little different. The bike flicks very well. It's very easy to flick around. Very stable at high speeds or low speeds even. Like, there's no play in the bars when I'm going along. The shifting's a little weird because it doesn't feel like a solid shift. It's yeah, it'll get up to speed. I mean, it's not instant power like I'm sure some of the Harleys are. More low-end power in the low gears. But man, this thing handles so well. This bike is missing a few features that I would like to see. And that is a tachometer for the RPMs. All you have here is your speedo, and it doesn't tell you your RPMs. I guess you just gotta feel it. There's no gear indicator, so jumping on this bike as a new guy, I don't really know which gear I'm in at all. The sound of this bike though, the sound is awesome. The sound is awesome. Especially when you first gun it off the line. It's not that vibey, honestly. There's not that many vibrations until you really rev it really high. So yeah, the brakes are a little squishy, you know, like they're not great. This one sounds good though. Suspension's pretty soft. You can feel it when you're really giving her and shifting. You can feel the suspension dip. Seat height very, very low, so someone that's shorter could fit on this really well. I'm 5'11", so I think this would be a little too small for me, honestly. Yeah, you know, like, the brakes are good, you know, they're decent. You're not really going to be racing on this thing because it's more of a cruising bike, but you know what? This bike makes you feel like a badass, you know? You feel like a badass on this bike because just the sound and the way it accelerates, it feels really good to ride. This bike has 57 horsepower and 43 pound-feet of torque. I mean, the low end is obviously way more beefy than the top end. The top end kind of, see, shift down a bit. Yeah, the top end's got a little bit of power, but you know what? Nothing crazy. But you know what? For a 500-pound bike, this bike feels incredibly light. Insanely light. Like I saw that number on the screen, I was like, 500 pounds, that's kind of heavy. My bike's 400 pounds. But then you ride it and it's really light. This seat is actually pretty comfortable once you're up and sitting in it. When you're at a stoplight, your legs are hanging off and it's kind of square, so it's not that comfortable when you're at a stoplight and you're hanging off. But you know, once you're actually sitting on it, it feels pretty good. Dirty. The only thing that I don't really like at all is there's no RPM gauge on here. Other than that though, Harley's done a great job, you know, making more of an entry-level bike, something that younger guys would like, something that more modern guys would like, I think. You know, the bike is only 7,500 bucks MSRP, like base price, so it's gonna be missing a few of the really good features, you know. But for a good basic bike, it's actually pretty great. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. I'm a sport bike guy, and I like this a lot. It corners pretty well, you know. I think it takes a little more effort to really keep it in the corner if you're not going that fast. Like my bike will corner very easily. This one takes a little bit more, I think, because it's might be a little longer than my bike. This bike just gives you a sense of like I'm the ruler of the road, you know? I think that's what most Harleys do, especially when you put those aftermarket pipes on. That's when you really get that feeling, you know? You just like that low end torque and that sound together. Oh yeah, you just feel amazing. Alright, I stalled it. See, that's what I was saying about the clutch, you know, it's a little hard to get used to at first. But overall, this is a great bike for a good price, you know, 7,500 bucks, entry-level Harley. You know, if you're a beginner rider, it's got enough power to get you around and not make you bored. As a more intermediate rider, I would probably not buy this bike just because it's a little down on power. It's a little down on power to what I'm used to. But you know what? This is my first ride on a Harley ever, so I really like it, honestly. I really like it. It's a good bike. What the? Look at this key. It's all the way up in there.